Welcome to the Real Life Moms podcast, where we put ourselves at the top of our to-do list. I'm Lisa Foster, your host, and today I'm here with fellow mom, former health and fitness instructor, and entrepreneur of Aurenda, Julie Feldman. And I did say that because I didn't even ask you how you pronounce your name. So Julie Feldman, right?
It is. And actually, I have a funny story that I can tell you about my name. And I'm just going to go off. I'm just going to start right now. So I do a lot of intention setting. And it was one of them is this beautiful woman. And she's always, I am, and you say your name, fucking, and then you say your last name, and I am here to do X, Y, and Z. And so I had that in my head. And I'm like, I'm Julie fucking Feldman, just to like really bring it home. And I'm going through a divorce and have been. It's been a journey and a lot of uncovering of worth and all the things that we'll get into. But when you get divorced, they will only change your last name. And my married name, I had put my maiden name in the middle. So it was Julie Feldman. So now I'm going to be Julie F. Feldman. And I was like, perfect. I've been saying it for months anyway.
So funny. And it's so funny because I asked you, like, did I pronounce your name right? And it's like you totally went into what we're going to talk about, which
Yeah.
is like I am and our self-worth and all those things. I'm so glad you did that. And I'm so glad you are on the show today.
Thanks, Lisa.
You are welcome. Yeah, let's dive into this. Okay. I know you had this journey, the divorce and things like that. But yeah, tell me a little bit about like authentic self-worth. Like, what does that even mean to you? And how do you define that in your own life?
Mm, I think that it's an evolution. I think that we should always be asking ourselves what our authentic like self and self-worth is, because I think that shifts over time. Like when we're in the young teenage like self, we are exploring the world and everything's new and we're trying and we're tasting, and not that that shifts, but we do get a little bit more wisdom as we get older and gain experience, or we can choose to. And so the worth that we have in each stage does change, and we need to grow with that. I think that we don't focus so much on the self-evaluation as like a younger self, right? We're just going through the world, a lot of us. I don't know. I think this new generation is teaching me a lot. I think they're starting a lot earlier, but I think for many of us, we were just doing our thing as kids. And so to fast forward right now, what does self-worth mean to me? I think it means not questioning myself. I think it means understanding that everything that makes up me is perfectly beautiful,
Mhm.
perfectly as it should be. And there is no wrong. Like, of course, we can always grow, but growth doesn't mean there's something wrong in the present moment, right? It just means we haven't learned that yet, but we keep learning more. So we're really just this evolving, beautiful person, human, and we're having an experience, and that worth is understanding all the pieces and being in the I am and of the like beauty of that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful as you say it. Oh, just being okay with who you are and proud of that. And that's amazing. Although a lot of us, like every day, it's these minor little hits or challenges, maybe to that system
Yeah.
where you start to doubt, like all of a sudden you're going along, you might be feeling really good about yourself, and just like that one person looks a certain way at you, or you see a certain thing, or like whatever. And all of a sudden it's like this like doubt and self. Oh my God, maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe I can't do all this chatter.
And I think that's what challenges you to grow, doesn't it? It's like you've gained the lesson and then you think you've mastered it, like an onion, right? That's just like the old tried and true metaphor, but it's okay, I've mastered this piece of self-worth. And then you're right, you get knocked off. Something throws you off that makes you doubt yourself, some new experience, and it challenges you. And that's where the growth is. And that's where you have to say, oh, I actually haven't mastered this part yet. So I think that's very true. I'm being knocked all the time, as I'm sure we all are.
Y'all are, yes.
Yeah.
So how do we get there? How do we get to start discovering our true self and when we are not to discover how to grow in those areas?
It's such a good question. I think there's a few different things. I think that getting quiet with the self and really listening is key. And I heard this that you're like to really gain peace and presence, which is unpacking. Then you get to unpack what's around you because if you're so busy in the noise, you really are too busy to unpack the boxes in your house.
Mm.
So getting quiet and really like honoring that your body is your home and your breath is your wisdom. That piece of advice was just given to me. And I just thought, yes, of course. Like with breath, we are able to ground. We are able to slow down our metric, our pace, and really actually tap into our own rhythm because our breath is like life and we each have our own breath and our own pace. And so, really tapping into what that is, I think really can connect us to unpacking our boxes. I also think, and I've been there and I have many friends going through it, it's like the being vulnerable, being willing to take on a pattern disruption, a habit disruption. And so many of us are scared because we're more comfortable in the knowing than the not knowing. Childbirth was you get this baby and we've never been through it, and that's pretty hard. Like the birth, the new baby, like it's we wouldn't have known unless we did that and had that experience and that was something new. So it's like this every time we want to challenge ourselves to grow and to gain wisdom and insight. It's just this pattern. And honestly, I was talking about this today. I feel like the storm is always with you. Whatever you're ignoring, that storm is like under currents, like, and you don't see it. It's like this like riptide that you don't see, but it exists all the time. And not until the tsunami comes and knocks you off does it actually the like clear the debris or clear your mind and you say, oh gosh, I cannot ignore this anymore. This is really something that's been here all along and now I have to deal with it. In that place is really where you start unpacking as well and gaining that worth and wisdom.
Yeah, okay, I love that. Don't necessarily want a tsunami to hit.
No.
Sometimes I see clients all the time, and it's like something like that big happened, accident or something huge.
Yeah, and I think that there's always not to interrupt, but like I feel like there's always warnings too. Like you don't have to get to the tsunami. Like I think there's raindrops first.
Right.
I think there's mist. I think there's rain. I think there's downpours. It's a slow like if you are paying attention and connected to your rhythm, you won't get to the tsunami. But if you do, that's okay.
Yeah, and sometimes like it's life needing to say stop so that you can get quiet, listen to your breath. And I hear over and over again, even though this is like terrible to happen to me, it's also the best thing that happened to me because it was almost like they needed to stop and slow down.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. I just went through it with getting divorced, being in this relationship that was unhealthy. And yeah, I did not see the signs. And then the tsunami came and it was rough. And I gained so much wisdom. And it's not like all these things weren't there before. But when you're ready to deal with something, you're ready to deal with someone and something, and no one can tell you when your time is. It's that internal compass or the clock or something that just goes off, and you say, okay. it's now.
Yeah. Okay, so going back to maybe these little droplets of rain, I might even call these like even just patterns, like some of these patterns or belief systems or things that are running our show in our subconscious mind. So if we go back to those patterns and looking at some of our subconscious beliefs about ourselves that could be affecting our self-worth, maybe we can talk a little bit about that, a little bit about maybe these negative belief systems that have built up over time from whatever life experiences we had, but we
Yeah.
don't even know it's our program and patterning that's running our show that's actually not allowing us to move forward or steering us in different choice directions that maybe we wouldn't have if we can slow down, listen to our bodies, listen to our breaths, and really tap into those. What do you think about that?
Absolutely agree. I think not to where your 0 to 7 year old self is when your subconscious brain is formed. And those are the automatic patterns that we play out. And whether it was a parent or a sibling or just a general experience, we're recreating that situation, that role over and over because it's something we learned and imprinted into our system. Now, our brains are neuroplastic. So basically, like Play-Doh, we can shape it into something new. We can create a new pattern of thought. But it does take the first thing really is awareness of the pattern, wanting to shift the pattern, and then finding the tools, finding the people. We before the show we were talking about hypnotherapy. That was one of the tools that I have used and leaned on in going back and looking at that inner child. And when I say inner child, it's that 0 to 7 child. And sometimes it's a little older, depending on where your trauma has occurred in your life. But really knowing that for me, little girl is inside of me and she's living in the present. Like your subconscious mind lives in the present moment always. So, whatever happened in your past, if it was really imprinted in your kind of memory system and habit system, that is happening to you every day. She's still struggling, even though you're like, I dealt with that, I went beyond that. But just like that onion, an annoying metaphor, like you really, there's so many levels to that. And I found it very helpful to do work where I reparented that little child who needed to have that validation, attention. She needed a consistent parent, right? And so I went back as me and parented that little girl. And I feel like those types of tools, inner child, hypnotherapy, energy work, because our body stores so much memory when we do that. I think that is a big unlocking. And I don't think it's just one thing. And I don't think it's just like my formula fits your formula. I think listen, be drawn to things. Someone mentions something, try it. If it resonates with you, like great. If it doesn't, be open. And then when we do that work, like I said, we start to rediscover our I am and our worth and our power. So I think I might have gone on a tangent. Like I said, I
No,
might.
I love it. Every bit
But
of it. Not at all. Not at all. And I think I just want to point out, yeah, it could be more than one thing, more than one tool that you need, right? To break and retrain these patterns. It doesn't mean one and done. You mentioned hypnotherapy. I feel like that's a really good way of identifying the belief system and patterns. A great way to go back and actually find what it is that's there. And the
yeah,
inner child work is a great way to work on it, therapeutically work on it, so you can reparent your inner child. And that's a whole other line of work.
yep,
And then the body work, I agree. I'm also a craniosacral therapist. And yes, it's some of these things we do, but it's still trapped in our tissue. And so it's very interesting when I get a client who's, oh, I've worked on this in so many ways. I can't believe it's still coming up. And it's great. You've worked on it all the other ways, but somehow it's still blocking you in your body. A
Mhm.
block can cause other issues, pain, illness, lots of things, right? So I love that you put all three of those together. And I think it's helpful for people to hear that, oh, I tried inner child work and it was good, but I'm not fully there yet. Or, oh, I tried hypnotherapy. It might be a combination because they each do such great things that like intertwine them together is like superpower.
Absolutely. Breath work is another one of those, which I really think that breath work can cover so many like types of breathing. So I do think find your type of breath work because breath is so important. It's so vital to our just our living. So I think it's one of those tools. And I do believe that strongly in mind, body, spirit. And I'm going to add heart into a separate category as well. I think that they're all integrated and we need to work in each of those areas to heal the whole.
Yes, because we are all those things.
All those things. We're all
Right.
those things.
So why just heal one of them, right? Like we are all those.
Yeah, no.
So I love that. Now you did talk to a little bit about getting into that like new belief system and that new I am. So I know
Mhm.
like we go to your website, I love it because it's like I am, and you have all these I ams. Not everybody knows what that really is. So maybe you can talk about what the I am is, how do you use it, how does it help?
Yeah, oh, thank you for bringing that up because I feel that I am is setting yourself like saying, I am the sovereign, divine being, whatever your religion, whatever you're drawn to, whatever your purpose, even if you believe that we come and we die back into earth, believe that you are here and you have this greatness to you. And I think I am has that statement. It's like the sovereign self, like I said, I am. And when you attach it with words, there's a power in that. And I also, with our stuff, we tie in color to that statement just to amplify that energy. Because as we know, sound is energy, like it has energy. We were like vibration, right? We come from vibration and sound. And how could we not incorporate all of that when we try and really like embody this new mindset? Just like we were just talking about, it's not one thing, it's bringing it all in the sensories, like like the feel, the touch, the sound. I am. Yeah, I strongly believe in that. So that's why it's on a lot of our, or all of, that's what Arenda is about. It's saying your I am, and we tie it with color. Green is like your heart, it's environment, it's eco. So it's I am peace, I am balance. And like violet is like a feeling of grace, and orange is a feeling of motivated. Orange is like being very motivated. And so all of these is I am those things. And the more we say them, the more the vibration comes into our own body, into our own circle. And so we may not feel that at first, but it's the practice and the repetition. And what we know about habits is it's like there's a reward. You say something and then you need a reward, and then it's like you have to do it over and over until you get that. And so I think part of the saying of I am peace, I am balance is also what does that visually look like to you? Like when you think about peace, what do you see? What color are you in? Where are you? What do you smell? So all these things, incorporating all of our senses into the I am, like just amplifies that statement. And so we have like meditations to go with all of our I ams because it's just one other step into embodying it.
I love that. I love that you put like color and sound to it. I always hear I am as more of an affirmation to help retrain your brain to think differently, almost break some of those belief patterns and putting new ones. If you I don't feel worthy, then one of your I ams might be I am worthy, and you're like repeating it. But I love the idea of color and the idea of vibration. So I think not every listener will understand the vibration. Read about this or heard
Right.
about it, but
Am I going too spiritual for you, Lisa?
no, not for me. Like I'm eating this right up, and I want people to understand it too.
Yeah.
Like I think of vibration is we all are like living beings, right? And we all are made up of the same type of matter, and that matter actually vibrates. Our cells,
Mhm.
we vibrate. We're not walking around vibrating, but we do. We have a vibration. Words and feelings can elevate our vibration or deplete it, right?
Absolutely.
And what they say is that basically your vibration tries to meet other things vibrating on the same frequency. And if we want things, and this goes probably into the manifestation piece of all this, but if we want things that are like at those highest vibration, whatever that is, joy, happiness, like money, whatever it is that feels like really good, we have to vibrate on that level too, to be on the same level, to see it, feel it, and achieve it. So if we're walking around vibrating really low, we're not going to meet that person that's also vibrating really high that can maybe move us to our next opportunity or level, right? So it's this energetic yes and out there yes, but if you really go to scientific, all our bodies do vibrate. And if
Yeah, the aura, like there is aura is actually like scientific too. Like you have an energy field around your body that's measurable.
uh,
So it's where like the science and the spiritual can actually intersect, which is fascinating. And when we can go down this road
I'd
heavily, but
love to go down the road a little bit because
when
I don't know a lot about aura. I know what it is, but I don't understand the science behind it or the energy field. Yeah, feel free.
I'm not an expert in this area, but what I do know is you have even things like quantum entanglement where your energy, like when you meet anybody, you exchange energy and which is like scientific, like your patterns connect some of them with each other. And then you carry that unless you choose to like purposely take your mind there and I'm not sure how to explain this well, but like clear that space, I guess, for lack of a better
Yeah.
explanation, really. And so it takes mindfulness. And we know this when we are walking down a city street and you feel like the hair on your arm stands up, or you pass someone, even if you don't see them, or even if they look fine to you, what you determine is fine, there's a feeling. And that feeling is that vibration, scientific vibration of what they're feeling and they're thinking, and even what their body, what is internally going on in their body. You can feel it, feel that, especially if you are trained. The more trained you are to pay attention, the more you will feel things. So I think that's really interesting. And when we go to aura, it's aura is tied with each type of vibration has a color
Oh, wow.
that
Yeah.
is identified with it. So, like joy has a color and peace has a color, and most people have a few main colors like closer to them, and then it vibrates out from there. And actually, on our website, you can take an aura quiz,
I'm
which
going
is
to take
pretty
the aura
cool.
quiz after we get off this. Yeah. Very
Yeah.
excited. Yeah.
You'll have to find it out and we'll send you like a yoga towel or sweatshirt. But yeah, it's really, and so the more you work with that and pay attention, it's accessible to anyone. Anyone can pay attention to these things and tune in and feel the energy of another or a situation or a room.
Mm.
So I think it's just fascinating. And oh, and I wanted to mention that this is so cool. This is scientific as well as Dr. Emoto. Have you heard of this? He did
Hair.
a science experiment with water
Mm.
and projecting sound like intentions onto that water. Yeah, and it's fascinating because you can look it up on YouTube, and certain words were like, I am beautiful, I am loving, I am kind, and others were, I am ugly, I am whatever bad words you want to put on there. We don't have to say them. And what happened to the water as it crystallized, the crystallization of the words that were spoken to lovingly became like these gorgeous snowflake crystals, like Elsa Castle type crystals. And the ones that didn't really like were like muck, like they didn't form anything. In fact, some of them even had a greenish, grayish color to them. It's so fascinating. And break it down a little bit further for me is that if you think of your body and your organs, like we are 60 to 80% water throughout our body. So that's a lot of water. And if we are speaking to ourselves every day, what is that doing to our heart, our body, our mind, our experience in the world? Like, let's change that narrative.
Yes. Oh my God. I love that. I forgot about the water. So interesting. And yes, I would highly recommend people just Googling it because the photos are beautiful. It is. It's like snowflake castles in water that has happiness written on it or something. Negative words, it's like they're not even connecting together. The molecules are like all out of disarray. And you're so right. So that self-talk is so important. Those affirmations of I am are so important. So let me ask you this so we can start talking about ourselves in a positive light. How do people start creating their own maybe I ams? Is there like a little practice or tools that you recommend that helps you create these? Because you can say really nice things to yourself and like whatever, but you don't always believe them unless they're like, okay, this I am this. So how do you get to those and really picking those things? Do those become your affirmations and your words and your positivity so our crystals inside can just become like Elsa's castle beautiful?
Right. We all want that inside our bodies.
Let it go, right?
Let it go into the unknown.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite. I really feel that each season of your life, and that season can last for a couple months or year, it's important to connect with what's going on. And what do you want? What do you want to feel? And it's got to be simple. It's not like, I want to feel like a millionaire and you are struggling and working and you don't have time. That's going to be a stretch for you at that moment. But 10 years down the road, 5 years down the road, it might not be. I don't know. But I think it has to be something where if you wake up every day and you're not paying attention to all that you have around you. I am grateful. I'm grateful I get to wake up in a bed. I'm
Mhm.
grateful that I get to hear my kids. Even if they drive you crazy, like you get to hear them. Some parents don't, some people don't. And I don't ever like to compare because I think that like each of us has our own individual experience that we're here to work on and evolve through. And it's a good reminder of saying, I really am. I am really grateful for what I have right now. Or I am love. Like, I want to practice love every day. I am peace. Like, I don't want to get angry anymore. I'm always so angry. I'm always so frustrated. So, like, I am peace. Okay, we just, those three things. And then, like I said before, what does that feel like for you? What does that look like for you? Write it down. Just take like literally 3 words, whether it's for the week, the month, the year. Take those 3 words and write it down. Put it on your screensaver on your phone.
Mm.
Put it on your vision board and just work on just embodying that through all your senses throughout the year. So I hope that's helpful because I think that's, for me, that's what I've done. And it's really helped me move through a lot of things. And yeah. stepping to a little more freedom and worth.
Oh, I love it. And I love
Mhm.
the idea of the screensaver, putting the words on or a picture of what the words are color, what the words
Yes.
look like or mean
Like,
to you.
I don't know if you can see this, but I have, this is a lot, but
Oh,
this is what I
yeah.
do. And so every time I open my phone, I'm like, okay, I'm going to remember, I got it.
I got it. I love that.
Yeah.
It's funny. I've had been doing some hypnotherapy sessions because I'm in training right now and we have to do the work, talk the talk, walk the walk, right? So we have to come out, we end up coming out with different beliefs. And lately at work, I've been putting my just little sticky notes inside my drawer. So as soon as I open it, I see I am, or I deserve, or whatever it is, I'm capable, like whatever it is, right in front of me every time. And I'm like, and I read them. Okay, if I'm going to get a pen or something, I just have them right in there. And it's nice just to have those little reminders because it really starts to really sink in. So I do. I love that. I love the screen montage that you have. It's
Thanks.
beautiful.
I like the drawer. That's a good idea.
Yeah, there you go. See, we're swapping ideas.
Yes.
Tell us what you offer, where the listeners can find you.
Yeah, Aurenda is a yoga apparel brand, and we right now just offer yoga towels with mantra on them with that color. And then you have a meditation on Spotify to go with that. And then the hoodies also have the words of affirmation on them as well. We have water bottles that also say I am filled with intention, and then you can put a sticker or write whatever you want, what your intention is on that. Speak into your water before you drink it. So that all can be found in some other things as well, but that can be found at aurenda.us. So that's AURENDA.us. And you can find me on Instagram at Aurenda. And also, I'm just starting a new side Instagram and TikTok with just Julie.f.Feldman, which talks a little bit more about what we're talking about today and just my tips and tricks and for self-worth and the pathway for us to become I am.
And we'll have that all in the show notes too, so people could just click
Yeah.
on there. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing all your knowledge and just, I don't know, just it's so relaxing to talk to you. It's so much fun. So thank you for sharing everything that you did today.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was great to be on, and it was really easy and wonderful to talk to you.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. It was so fun to talk to Julie today and learn a little bit more about self-worth. If you want to connect with Julie or learn more about what she offers, just click on the link in the show notes. And until next week, keep carving out time for yourself and keep putting yourself on top of your to-do list.